The Charles Richardson Show is uncensored and is for adults only. Mature or immature, doesn't matter.
Well, I met her in a bar one Friday night. She had a fire in her eyes. I had a heart attack when I saw her racking her creamy set of thighs. She wore a mini skirt and a beehive do. I thought I'd buy that gal a beer. We hit it off so good, she really gave me wood. I said, let's get out of here. But then she gave me crabs. Big, mean, hungry crabs. Well, I itched like a bitch for a couple of weeks. They were chewing on my balls and my poor butt cheeks. I got crabs. Well, I saw this gal in the parking lot just pushing her shopping cart. She had an ugly mug butt, some killer jugs, and an ass that stole my heart. So we got in the back of her Monte Carlo and she told her kids to leave. Then I nailed the hag. I should have double bagged when I saw that nasty beak because she gave me warts. Big old genital warts. They had to fry my dick. It nearly made me sick. They lit my pecker like a candlestick. I got warts. I was sitting in the chapel on Sunday morning. She sang as pretty as a dove. She had gorgeous lips and curvy hips. I was head over heels in love. So in church let out, I asked her on a date, but she led me down to Sunday school. Then she raised her dress. I was truly blessed, so I rode her like a mule. Then she gave me the clap. Good Lord, she gave me the clap. I dripped like a faucet with a broken seal. It took a jug of penicillin to make me heal. I got the clap. Now I sing the song to warn all you boys of all the wicked things you'll get. If she wears a stamp, she's a dirty tramp, so don't get your Peter wet. They don't make a rubber that doesn't break or stop every disease. Just look at me, it hurts to pee, and they can't cure my herpes. Don't you hump a skank? Oh no, don't you hump a skank? It's all fun and games till you come up lame. Your cock and balls will never look the same. Skank. Dirty, rotten skank. Rank, stank, stank.
Hey, Scuzz, you want to help me out with something in the men's john?
Looks like the show's over, folks.
If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend, you're a big enough schmuck to come to Big Bill Hell's Cars. Bad deal. Cars that break down. Thieves. If you think you're going to find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid motherfucker. You'll fall for this bullshit. Guaranteed. If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your tray. Bring your title. Bring your wife. We'll fuck her. That's right. We'll fuck your wife. Because at Big Bill Hell, you're fucked 6 ways from Sunday. Take a hike to Big Bill Hell, home of challenge pissing. That's right. Challenge pissing. How does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet, you get no down payment. Don't wait. Don't delay. Don't fuck with us or we'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell. The only dealer that tells you to fuck off. Hurry up, asshole. This event ends the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Big Bill Hell's Card. Baltimore's filthiest and exclusive home of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
Maybe he's right. Maybe there is something the matter with me. I just don't believe that it's something that makes such wonderful things could be bad. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who has everything? Look at my face, check out my chest. Wouldn't you say clamshell bras are the best? Looking around me, you'd think, sure, I could tap that. But as you know, I'm a merfolk, and so I'm a fish down below. You want great human looks? I've got half. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I want to be like the people are. Not with scales, but with real genitalia. Rolling around between the, what do you call them? Oh, sheets. Flipping my fins, I can't get too far. Cunts are required for nearly everything. Selling myself on the, what's that word again? Street. Up where they bang, up where they bone, up where they stay up at night all alone. I've never come, wish I could have a vagina. What would I give if I could live with a vibrator? What would I pay to spend a day warm with a cock? Betcha on land they'd understand that they don't fuck over their daughters. Wet young women, sick of nothing, ready to lay. I'm ready to do what the people do. What's your position and what's your name and what's gonorrhea and why does it, what's the word? Burn. When's it my turn? Wouldn't I love to fuck like they do up above? Not celibate. Wish I could have a vagina.
When I found out I had atrial fibrillation, a serious but highly treatable heart condition, the first thing I thought of was who would take care of my wife and children if anything were to happen to me. My doctor recommended Prevactin. I had a lot of questions, so I did some research. It turns out Prevactin is the #1 recommended drug for Crohn's disease. I think my doctor's trying to kill me and steal my wife.
Doctors. They'll stop at nothing to get your wife.
I try to live my life every day. Keep out of strife, come what may. I try to do unto others as I'd have them do to me. But it can't be done for everyone, and now it's plain to see. You are a cunt, 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 cunt. If that's stinking cunt, say it ain't true, but it tell you you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. I try to be real nice, say it twice, be real nice, even though it is hard to keep up this facade. And now I see, dearie me, what a hassle this will be. I'm out of luck, don't give a fuck, 'cause you're the cunt, not me.
Why don't you go fuck yourself, dickhead?
You are a cunt, 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 a big fat stinking cunt. Say it ain't true, but it is how you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 a motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt. Why don't you shut that scabby cunt mouth before I fuck up your I try to be real nice, say it twice, good advice, even though it's futile. Fucking imbecile. I don't know why I try to deny this nagging itch. You maniac, gonna get you back, you fucking son of a bitch. You are a cunt, 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 a big fat stinking cunt. Say it ain't true, let me tell you, you're a motherfucking cunt. You are a cunt, 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 motherfucking cunt. Everybody knows from your head to your toes you're a big fat stinking cunt.
Live from the Raw Talk Studios in Southwest Florida, it's the Charles Richardson Show.
It is Wednesday, everybody. Wednesday is hump day, and for all you humpers out there, happy fuck stick. You humpers, hump day. Oh, you're getting the freaking coronavirus over there too, aren't you?
I still got that stupid throat thing. They still have not got me an authorization for my ENT.
What the hell is going on with them?
I don't know.
They're
I'll
worse
probably
than
croak before they get anything
they're
done.
worse than our son's freaking mental thing, whatever he's
Counseling.
Yeah, that too, whatever that is. The stuff that I probably need.
The counseling.
Yeah,
service.
that I need the mental counseling. I think they have enough going on with him.
The behavioral center.
Yeah.
Is that who you're going through? Is the behavioral center?
Yeah, I think it's the Charlotte Behavioral Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm going through.
Yeah, I go through them too.
They take forever. You ever see the movie The Sandlot?
Yes.
Forever.
Well,
you
are they doing children's appointments virtually too?
I don't know. They're not doing this shit. We're bringing his ass in. Virtual my ass. They're not going to take care of anything that he's got virtually. Because if that was the case, we just go ahead and keep him home and homeschool him.
I just wondered how, you're going to get a kid to sit there in front of a screen and listen to you.
Right?
That's what I was wondering.
And we're talking about normal kids. We're not talking about ours, who's like batshit crazy half the time. I mean, I hate to look. He's a good kid. Don't get me wrong.
He's a good kid, and
but
he's
it's
a
like,
boy.
you know, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. He goes through that cycle like 75,000 times an hour. Because first he'll be like, "Yes, sir. Can I help you, sir? Yeah." And then next, all of a sudden, the monster just it just comes right out of him.
Yeah.
It just comes right out, and I don't know where it's coming from. And obviously, it's something upstairs, something that trauma or something that.
Right.
And listen, we get it. It just needs to. Whatever. What's going on?
Well, I'll trade you.
Oh.
I'll trade you mine, who will just lay there all day and do nothing.
Well, you know how they have wife swap? Can we do kid swap? Can we see how that works?
I think they need to start that. I really do.
You take ours, we'll take yours, and let's see which one goes crazy first or crazier.
Well, my sister and her best friend, they went through nursing school and everything together.
Yeah.
And they both had babies at the same time. And so what she decided was neither one of them could, because that's when the crying out method, or let them cry it out method, was coming about.
Yeah, right.
So they couldn't do it to their own child. So they said, let's swap for 2 weeks and see if we can manage to do that so that they sleep through the night.
Yeah, by the way, you just saw Alyssa go ahead and go through the studio. That was just that's the new green screen that we got going on there. It was it's like a virtual Alyssa running through the studio. She's trying to get the dogs to go eat. It's like, they don't want to eat. Just let them stay here because they're going to eventually start scratching at the door. Just whatever. It's whatever. And you know what? I'm over here thinking, it's like, I'm over here doing interviews and taking applications for a co-host. And it's like, I'm over here thinking, it's like, what the hell are we going to do? They're not gonna like it in here. They're gonna have dogs all over them, and it's like, I have to listen to Stefan sometimes, and he's being unreasonable, So I don't know. You know what? That's going to be some of the things we have to bring up in the interview. Say, listen,
true.
We got a kid that's going to scream his head off. We got dogs that probably will lick you to death. So please like dogs and like kids.
Well, of
I
course.
guess, I don't know. So
no, it's important that they are able to function in the atmosphere they're going to be in, and it's you need to, because we already had one mistake of not functioning well. We don't need to have a redo
oh
of that.
my God, Alyssa went ahead and told me when she found out I was going ahead and interviewing, because obviously she finds things like 2-3 days later. So why am I getting all these messages? Because she's on the Charles Richardson show page. Why am I getting all these messages? I'm doing interviews for a co-host. What? You realize what happened last time? I'm thinking, honey, I've learned from that. I've learned from that. So I'm over here going through these applications, and some of them are like shots in the wild. By the way, we actually got Linda Ann, I think is her name. me see here. Crap, it's going to suck if I forgot her name. She already listened to the show, and she said, I heard the show about you calling me older. I'm thinking, oh, shit. She actually laughed at it and said, like, oh, good, I'm glad you have a sense of humor. That's a necessity in this here. That's right. Yeah, Linda Ann. She's we actually got her confirmed for 3 o'clock tomorrow.
Good.
So we're gonna. Oh man, we're gonna.
Yeah, you can't.
We're gonna definitely see. Yeah.
You can't be easily offended.
Can't, because I've said. I mean, I've come to you after the fact. I've said, did I offend you at all? I mean, there's stuff that I kind of go. I feel like I'm pushing a button here. It's, are you okay? And you said, that's fine, whatever. It's just
I'll tell you, you'll know because I'll snap back at you.
Oh, okay, good.
So we've never reached that point yet.
I'm kind of wanting that. So we got Linda Ann, who had done. Her application said she had done like freaking voiceovers and commercials, and I'm thinking, you really going to be able to do a little 2-hour show? So she says, absolutely, bring it. So it's like, all right, she's got the cojones. I'll bring it. Don't worry. Then we have Scott, who he couldn't do the week. He had to. He said maybe the weekend. Could we do a weekend? Would you be up for that? To link together for a weekend?
Oh, for interview?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is that possible? Okay. I didn't know what your schedule is like. I'm thinking like maybe this Saturday. So he's like saying Scott, he was a club DJ and a mobile DJ for 30 plus years. So it's like he's older than me.
He should be.
I do have the gift of gab, not afraid of the mic, well read, well educated, and a talk radio connoisseur. So I like it.
Yeah, and if he's in a different age category too, then we're going to definitely be able to get a different viewpoint than any of us.
Well,
I mean, our ages range too a little bit, but
let's put it this way: he graduated, or he went to Northwestern Oklahoma from 79 to 80. I was born in 78, so he's at least 20 years plus my age. So he's in the 60s.
Be all of our dads.
He's in our. He could be my dad.
Hey,
Scott.
60s. 70 is the new 30. Just so you
shut
know.
up.
I'm telling you.
Just because you're this close to turning 70, now all of a sudden it's like the new young career.
25, Charles.
Yeah, right, whatever. 25 and, the 25th anniversary of that? Please.
It's not anniversary. It's shipping and handling.
Shipping and handling, all right. Whatever.
Hey, whatever. I have been handled over the years.
This next one here, Mo Diggs. Number one, I dig the name.
Yeah.
I dig the name. It's like Mo Diggs. Like, okay, we're just gonna call you Mo. We like Mo.
Yeah.
Mo is awesome. So Mo Diggs, he had his own podcast, he has. I don't know if he's still running it. It's called Over the Top Live.
Oh.
And I went ahead and viewed it. It was like 30 minutes, but it had some good video effects. So I kind of like to pick his brain about that if we get him in here. But, not until, we give something for, whatever. He went to high school in 2003, so I'm thinking he's Alyssa's age, like in the 30s. So, which is good, but that's his experience. So I kind of like that. He went ahead.
Can you imagine if we got a millennial?
Oh, my God, that would be cool.
Nuh-uh.
What do you mean nuh-uh?
If you got a millennial?
What are you talking about?
Because the millennials are the ones that are all entitled and pansified and think the world, owes them everything.
Oh, leave Mo alone.
We would eat them alive.
Leave Mo alone.
How old's Mo?
Mo's like in his 30s.
Well, that's 30s. Millennials are in their 20s.
Oh, no, we're not getting a millennial.
Younger.
Number one, they wouldn't get the humor that we get anyway.
No.
So it's like that's automatically there.
Tommy's in his 20s.
Yeah.
And he's hilarious, but I wish he would sit down and talk to you because.
I wish he would just come on. Let's just do it. I wouldn't have to go for a co-host.
Right. Well, the two of you, he'd have to be able to listen to what I say, though.
Yeah, right.
And exclude the fact that I'm mom.
Right.
Because he is so funny, and he does all the accents and everything, and he's really good at. But he has that shy. He has social anxiety. So, and I told him, I said, but this is radio. He goes, but I know people are listening, and I'm in front of you guys.
Not really. There's not
then
many
he
people
said he
listening.
was
Don't worry
afraid
about
he
it.
would offend you and Alyssa.
Oh, really? What is he
Yeah.
going to say that would offend me? Now, Alyssa's another story. Alyssa's about as fragile as freaking butter. So, I mean, I can understand Alyssa may be getting a little bit, offended. But what is he going to say to what's going to offend me?
When he gets heated about certain topics, then he kind of goes off the wall.
Was he
But
going to call me
I
a fat
told
gay cowboy or something like that? I'll rub it off. It's like, yeah, you're damn right. I'll go ahead and fuck that ass right here on camera if you want. Just kidding, by the way. I'm not going to do that. But I'm just saying, it's like, what is he going to really say?
That's what I told him. I said,
Get
you
heated.
need to
You and
come
I
in
have
here and see."
disagreed about shit.
Yep. And we
So
do.
what? It's like I have my views, and it's like, well, you're over here telling me, well, you're an idiot. This is what Trump has really done, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm waiting for you to rip into me about the headlines recently about Trump.
Oh, listen, it's a 2-hour show. We're only 20 minutes into it. I don't know about ripping your head off, but listen, I mean, Trump's your boyfriend and everything, so it's like, I guess I got to rip on him. But I got one more interview. This one actually, to be honest with you, this one already with the experiences in the lead. Jay, he actually used to work for Clear Channel. So he's got radio experience. I almost was to the point, was I saying, dude, you're overqualified. What the hell? What do I got to offer? I mean, I'm over here with, measly freaking Shure mics, a Zoom mixing board. I'm sure he had all top of the line shit over when he was working at Clear Channel, or at least professional. This year, I got 6 monitors over here. A couple of them are, they're kind of jerry-rigged over here. I don't know what the hell I'm going to offer him, but I mean, he actually went ahead and said he's actually our first one at 2:30 tomorrow.
Okay.
And what I found funny too is I say, okay, yep, I'm going to contact you. Yes, do you have a TN I can use as backup? He said, what's that? He also said he wanted to go ahead and listen to some of our content. I'm thinking, okay.
Well, hopefully he listens in tonight.
He went ahead and listened to one of the shows, and he says here, hey, bro, are you doing the show tonight? I was just listening to Smart Pack. Fucking hilarious. So it's like, yeah. Now we're talking. Smart Pack. If you could go ahead, if somebody thinks Smart Pack was funny as fucking hilarious, I'm thinking, hell yeah, we got him hook, line, and sinker. Again, no pay, buddy, but listen, Clear Channel Communications, radio experience. Nevertheless, that's going to be, I think, more beneficial to me than anybody. I don't know. But we got 3 of them lined up tomorrow. And 20 years as a professional DJ. He was over on 99.5 The Whale. I guess that's Key West or something. Yeah, in Key West. Hobie. With Bill Hobie.
Nice.
Hobie. William Hobie. Hobie. I'm sorry. And he owns his own DJ company, too, the Islands DJ. So he plays. He's out of, the only problem I see with him is he's out of Cape Coral, and is he going to really want to make the trip every Wednesday and Friday? That's the thing. I know you do it, but you're on the road anyway.
Exactly.
So it's like, you, and I've even told you, it's like, are you sure you want to continue making this trip back and forth? Listen, I understand, but there, radio disc jockey at Clear Channel from 2004 to 2012. Mostly my airtime was a sidekick on Hobie in the morning. In the afternoon, I was known as the Wiz. Can we just go ahead and make that a joke now? Why were you a whiz? Did you always have to go to the bathroom anytime? I also did live beach reports for WOEW 92.7 with Bill Bravo during spring break. Listen, this guy must have been the fucking man. He must have been the fucking man down there in Key West, man. All the pussy he must have gotten.
Key West. Yeah, that's what they're all ready to do down there.
Hell yeah, they're fucking ready to party. But he's in Cape Coral now. And again, I'll promote his fucking website because maybe the 5 listeners that are tuning in right now, maybe one of them is in Florida. TheIslandsDJ.com. Go ahead and check this guy out. He's been doing it for over 20 years, since 97. So he provides music, lighting of any kind. He has shots, pictures of all his equipment. The only thing I have is like, he has actually, just according to what I see, just CD turntables. He doesn't have, well, I don't know, but he doesn't seem like he has the digital stuff, like going off the computer and the MIDIs and everything. Maybe he has and it just doesn't show it, or maybe he hasn't updated his site. I don't know. But it does show he's got uplighting. He shows his trusses, his lights, his everything that, and how it's used. It's like, it's really, really spot on over there.
Oh,
so
cool.
he knows, he's got everything listed. So there's no imagination possible. So that's good, though. That's what you want. You don't want to have any surprises. You want to say, listen, you want to know when I'm running? Here's when I'm running. And boom. I never thought of doing that. You know, plus I never really had a website for my show or my freaking
No, but you could
DJ
do it on
company.
your page.
Well, yeah, I kind of did at one time, but it was like just one shot, and it's like, you know, it's a memory now. It'll probably come up here with the time that I finally got it from Zounds, the two speakers and the mixing board, and it's like, good times, Karen, good times, good times. I kind of miss it, though. I don't miss it to the point where I'm just going to go ahead and say, yeah, let's jump right back in, because there wasn't really anything to jump into. I didn't really have much of a pull. I didn't really. This guy looks like he has his life put on that, and you know, with Corona and everything, man, he's just he's struggling. Yeah, he's struggling, man. But he said he's an out of work DJ. I mean, I asked him and say, "What time is good for you?" So listen, I'm an out of work DJ, man. Whatever time you want. I mean, shoot, 2:30. Let's do it. So
I'll be here.
It's gonna be a fun. I think it's gonna be a fun little virtual interview session. Me and Karen are gonna go ahead. We're gonna go 2-on-1. It's a handicap match for all these interviews. It's a 2-on-1 deal. It's a threesome. Threesome with the whiz. Don't wet the bed. But no, it's we're gonna see how they mesh. And, of course, we're going to make sure they're not psycho. And Karen would be my – listen, Karen's going to be basically my buffer here. She's going to go ahead and say, listen, Charles, this guy sounds like he's a serial killer. We need to go ahead and back off. But he's funny. No, fuck that. Fuck funny. I would like to be alive after the show.
I was going to say, there's a difference on funny and insane funny.
Oh, my God. It goes back to that day.
The clown smile as he's
you know what? And I look back at the one guy that we brought in here. Oh, my Lord. I look back at that, and I'm thinking, what the fuck was I thinking?
Did you see any of his posts afterwards?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. The less I know, the better. Listen, when you have a guy drunk off his ass says he knows people, and if you disrespect him, he's going to burn your house to the ground while I'm still in there.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, you got to fucking go. And it's...
And it's one thing. I mean, we drink on some of our shows, and it's one thing to drink, but when you get yourself so trashed that you can't even control yourself anymore, that's just ridiculous.
He wasn't even that entertaining, to be honest with you.
No.
I'm over here thinking it'd be funny as shit, and it's like, you know, everything I say and any type of topic I bring up, it's like, yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love that. Well, we're talking about crack. Yeah, I love crack.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, listen, we're talking about a tight ass in jail. Oh, yeah, I love tight asses in jail. But whatever. It's just, it's. And I'm taking a look, and I'm remembering how I interviewed this guy. I met him at a bar. We had a drink. And all he did basically was just go ahead and show me YouTube videos of what he used to do. And it was some funny stuff, but it's like, my God, he was like, he was like 50 miles an hour. And I'm thinking, I should have. I'm thinking back on it. I'm thinking, I should have went ahead and just hit the brakes real quick. What's that?
You should have known right then.
I should have known right there. And you know what? Now I know. Now I've learned. What to look for. But then again,
right.
I also need a second opinion. And because, listen, he or she, whoever decides to take a chair, is going to be in the same room with us.
Right.
So, number one, I want to make sure, A, they're not on COVID. That's number one. And how are they? And all due respect, Karen, listen, I trust you to the point. I know you said you're anti-mask. I'm trusting you to the point that you don't come in here and get everybody sick.
Right.
So I'm trusting you on that. We've known each other a long time.
My hand sanitizing, my hand washing.
Right. But, we don't know these people. we don't. I mean, we know that they're experienced, and also on the older variety, which kind of seems, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I would love to have a young firecracker in here, and just if they could handle our humor, absolutely.
Right.
But the older, I think they're going to have more knowledge. They're going to have more experience. Especially, two of these already have talk show podcast experience. Now,
right.
Those are really, and no offense to Lisa, but those are really the people I'm looking forward to talking to. I'm interested in Lisa Ann. I want to see what she's got to offer. I want to see how we mesh. She may be the one that we pull in.
Yeah, you don't know.
And you know what's going to be? It's going to be 3 against 1. 3 females against 1. Now I really need to pull David in here more full time.
For more breathing.
Yeah, right?
At least his breathing weighs in, right? It's heavy.
No, it doesn't
breathing.
weigh in much. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's heavy breathing.
Yeah, he's heavy. Oh, my God.
Oh,
anyway, do I have the number? No, of course not. The freaking Skype line. 813, yeah, it's up there now. Never mind. 813-699-5353. So that's the studio number. We are live, everybody, on a Wednesday, October the 7th, 2020. Give us a call. Do something. And I'll bet you, if any one of those interviewees is listening and they call us, I'm just shit right now. Swear to Christ.
Please put a depends on first.
Get a
potty
What are you
chair.
talking about? I am wearing pants. Stop that.
I said depends.
Oh, depends. Oh, never mind. I thought you said put in your pants. I'm thinking, what the fuck are you talking about? I wouldn't do that here.
You
Oh,
said
depends.
if they called in, you would shit. I was
I would
just making
shit.
a joke.
Well, I'm making a joke, too. You think I really shit? A joke on top of the
Listen.
joke. Are we doing 4 walls here?
That's right.
Jesus Christ.
Listen, I said I would trade you. I'd trade you kids because.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that kid swap.
Listen.
Go ahead.
Mine, I kid you not, would sleep
I know you wouldn't kid.
all day long if you told him every time he woke up that he still had to do a homework assignment.
Okay. Listen, they may be dumber after I'm done with them, but they'll be well rested.
Well, and
And by the way, I'm kidding because I know you maybe have to watch our kid in a couple of weeks, so I'm kidding on that. They're going to be the most educated. They will not sleep a
Right.
wink until they're done.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Wink, wink.
I've tried everything. I've bartered. He keeps saying, well, if I do all my schoolwork, what do I get at the end of it?
Right.
I said an education.
Listen.
What 12-year-old even cares? He doesn't
how
care.
do you really, and I have to ask this on a parent level, because we're both parents right now, even though some of us are parenting a lot longer than others. But I have to ask you on the parent level, do you get really irritated when that happens? Like, it's like,
When
are
they
you
don't
mouthing
wanna-
off to me?
Oh, when they say
Yeah.
no, because and I'm going to tell you why. Because I consider myself very diplomatic in parenting, and what I mean by that is kids have reasons. They have thoughts, they have opinions, so I value what they have to say in response to me.
Yeah.
Now, if it reaches a disrespectful level, then by all means I address it at that. But for him to say, well, what do I get out of it? And you've been in school, you
I
feel
know.
the same way.
Well,
I loved school, so I am such a bad example.
I never really, to be honest with you, I never really questioned my parents. I'm thinking, you tell me what to do. Okay, I'm doing it.
Yeah, well.
But then again, that's me.
And that's how, David, that's why he has a hard time with Davy and Kelsey, because that's
He
how
sees this
he
as
was
being-
parented the same way.
Yeah,
You did it, or, well, Dad will deal with you when he gets home.
Yeah.
And so my method of doing it, and I know I guess a lot of people think it's soft, but it does have to do with being a foster child, bounced around. I was put through horrible situations. So I do try to say, because I, as a kid, had thoughts. Trust me, I was thinking a lot of things when people were yelling at me or demanding I do something.
Right.
So, but I just feel like, and I'm going to give you a perfect example. My son got in trouble in first grade for licking the top of a girl's hand.
Ew.
Now, believe it or not,
Why?
this was considered sexual harassment.
I would
In
I would
first grade.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it though.
So I get called by the principal. I come down there. They've got him out. They said that he has to be suspended for 2 days. I said, what?
Wow.
And I said, well, did you ask him why? Because I want to know,
Yeah.
So I'm not just going to punish him. Oh, well, you licked this girl's hand. Here's your punishment. I want to know why you did it. And he looked at me and he said, she kept taking food out of my plate. I asked her to stop. I'm not allowed to hit her. I'm not allowed to kick her or pull her hair. So he saw it justified to lick her because that would disgust her and then she would quit. So in his mind...
That kind of makes sense, though.
In his mind, he has a logical explanation. And that's why I always ask why.
Right.
Because even though we think something's asinine or what on earth could
you be
possibly
thinking?
possess you to do this,
Right.
they actually have, even though it may seem irrational to us, even though that one was logical, their opinion or insight on the situation could seem irrational, they still have a reason that they did it.
Yeah.
So I don't see him as really back-talking me, and I understand what he says. And when I respond with, well, you get an education, he could care less.
Right.
Like, oh, wow, that's all I get? But I've got one child who almost
They don't
always...
understand. Yeah, they don't understand the benefit of an education.
Oh,
apparently.
no. But his sister, who's a year younger, sees, she's almost always up to date with her schoolwork.
Right.
Who I don't give some big, huge reward. I mean, you don't have a loss of privileges. But then I have him who's 2 weeks behind and is fighting me tooth and nail and then says, well, I think I should get a reward. Well, why should I reward you when she does it all the time and gets nothing? You know what I'm saying? And this is your responsibility. I don't reward you for your responsibilities. So it's just, he goes, well, fine, I'll just sleep.
Jesus Christ.
One side of me says, let him sleep because he's not fighting with you.
Yeah.
And the other side's like, no, you're going to sit here at the table. And he did today. He just sat there. Just sat there rather than, or he'll try to cause an argument with you so he can throw his hands up in the air and say, I'm done.
Mm.
And I know he's expecting me to give in. I'm not doing it.
But is that like, he's trying, I'm just saying, that's just, he's trying to do everything, but is there a point where, like, okay, you don't give in, does he, like, okay, I'll do my homework? Does it ever come to that point? Or is, like, is it basically, it's based on, like, there's a checkmate or there's a standstill, who gets the win? I mean, I know you're not going to give in, but does he ever go ahead and do what you asked him to do in the beginning?
Well, he does, what he's done is the 2 weeks that he got behind, he does his current schoolwork. So,
Okay.
like, all of today's.
Right.
Or Monday, Tuesday, and today. So he's done all that. He just is refusing to do the last part. So I've one by one taken away privileges. And that's why he thought today he would come with me, and then he'd get to sit in there because I need him quiet.
Right.
And I was like, nope.
Nuh-uh.
So he's slowly seeing that it's just everything's going to keep being taken away so right now he's not allowed TV, video games, not allowed to watch anything on the phone. Actually, he's not even allowed to do his schoolwork. He uses Google for, like, definitions and stuff. He's not even allowed to do that now.
Jeez.
He's not allowed to touch the phone. So the kid, he literally has nothing else to do.
Do you have that problem with Kelsey?
No.
Kelsey's a little more of an angel.
I wouldn't call it an angel. She does try to procrastinate, but when she loses her privileges, then she buckles down and does it.
Good girl.
Yeah.
Good girl.
But she's not autistic either.
Well, true.
So you get a little bit more of he's stubborn and he's autistic, so it just doesn't, it's not a good combination.
No.
So.
Okay.
That's why I said I'll trade.
I think it might be pretty even, honestly, if you really think about it. Are you sure you're okay doing this for a weekend?
I watched him till school started.
No. I'm talking about we are gone Saturday, Sunday, coming back Monday late. It's not like, oh, you're coming over here and watching him for while I'm at work. This is watching him.
Look, my son Scotty was a lot like Stefan. He, with the temper tantrums and stuff, I'm telling you. And that's the thing too. Like, even with Davey, that's why I can hold out, is because it doesn't get to me. I just don't have that.
You don't have that switch that just turns you on to bitch mode.
I really don't.
Nice.
I mean, I have the switch that I'm not giving in to you, and I can hold out as long as you can.
You heard the switch that he just turned on, right? Yeah.
See,
that's the switch that you're gonna have to. You may have to deal with. I'm just saying. We're still waiting on an answer though from her parents. So we'll give you a heads up as soon. Probably it'll be soon. Very soon. Very, very soon.
Okay.
813-699-5353. Alyssa made her way in studio. She's probably going to be bouncing back and forth. I can already tell. It's not going to be it's not going to be a smooth transition. I can already tell. So we're going to go to break. We're going to break it down a couple of notches, and then we're going to talk Trump. Because Trump, Mr. I can beat coronavirus, which he did. But it's not as bad as the flu.
I was told that by my brother and sister-in-law, too.
We will talk because apparently Trump likes to spread it like herpes over there in the White House.
Oh, my God.
I want to hear your reaction on this when we come back from break because this... You are the number one Trump backer supporter on this show, probably the only one. Well, I think when David comes in, maybe. I think he just says yes, ma'am, just to please you.
Probably.
That's all it is. He doesn't want to hear
He hates politics.
Well, I hate politics too, but I find it funny when this happens.
Oh, no, I love politics.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can talk about it all day. We should really get you a politics show.
I know,
We
right?
should.
I just told that to David the other day. I said, why am I not doing like a political podcast or something?
It's the Karen, the politics with Karen. talking prez with Karen. I don't know. We'll think of something. Anyway, coming back from break right after this. Don't go anywhere because we're not going anywhere.
Off to grab a beer. We'll be right back after this.
down the street, and she's calling out my name, and I can't hear a word of anything that she's trying to say, but I know one thing's for sure, I'm so lonely and insecure, there's a shotgun over in my arms, I gave her this one life. Sally, 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 where'd you go? Sally, 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 where you gonna go? Sally, 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 where'd you go? Sally, 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 no one knows where'd you go. No one knows where'd you go. No one knows where'd you go. and the gluttonous, self-righteous and prejudiced. Holy hell. Another human like a bullet to the brain, stop reading.
At my age, I should know better. I try and do the best I can to manage things like my high cholesterol, but nothing ever seemed to work. So I went to see my doctor, and he told me I might be suffering from a condition that affects lots of people today. Not giving a fuck about what I eat. That's when I found out about the Thug Kitchen Cookbook. It's full of delicious, plant-based recipes that really inspired me to get my shit together. Start eating some real fucking food. And now, I'm feeling better than ever.
Who are you? I remember a time when I thought my kids got enough nutrition from that prepackaged bullshit I'd buy at the store. I was such a lazy fucking asshole. Now that I've got the Thug Kitchen Cookbook, I don't play that shit anymore.
I love to cook good food, but who has the fucking time to hunt down a dozen exotic ingredients just to eat better? Not at my age. Thug Kitchen helps me cut through the bullshit with language that I can understand.
If you or someone you love suffers from chronic drive-through dinners, meat sweats, gut rot, sugar shakes, or just want to get your shit together, see if the Thug Kitchen Cookbook is right for you. Thug Kitchen is not for everyone, including people who might be offended by words like ass, shit, fuck, or motherfucker. Some side effects may include feeling better, looking fly as fuck, saving some goddamn money, and in some cases, increased culinary competence that could lead to becoming a skilled son of a bitch in the kitchen.
So find out today if the Thug Kitchen Cookbook is right for you. You'll be fucking glad you did.
What are you doing here? I said get out. Shut up. Oh, I'm still here.
Just call your mother. God, you fucking kids. All you people fucking suck.
Don't be a pussy. Call Charles now. 813-699-5353.
Oh, it's 2 against 1 now. 2 females, 1 guy. Let's see how this goes. Probably the same way it always goes. I end up in the losing end. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to one, if not all, of our affiliates. RawTalkOnline.com. That is our main game right there. AlienXRadio.com. Make sure you tune in there. Lime City Radio is also driving us on a Wednesday. Gas. Sorry. Delmarva Talk Radio. We're also on J. Parker Radio, Rockin' Waves, Q Star FM, and we're on 9 Radio in Ireland. Very much welcome. Thanks to everybody supporting the Charles Richardson Show, including the ones that refuse to air us live because we're uncensored. I'm just kidding. 920 WON The Apple, 940 WEAF The Liberty, the No Holds Barred Radio Network, Good Talk Radio in Arizona, the UG.media, Project Radio UK, and Leaf Pile Radio, all part of the Richardson Radio family. I kind of like the sound of that, though. Did I make it? No, I didn't make it funny.
Well, I actually got us 3 more viewers. I just have to get them added on Facebook.
Ooh, 3 more viewers. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah. All right.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. They opened their car door we were talking to our friend who lives with them. They opened their car door, and it was just like, it knocked us down the smell of pot.
Oh, my God.
So I was telling David, I said, I gotta get going.
Do you know what you should listen to when you're high as fuck?
That's right.
That's right. God.
So I was telling him about it, and she's like, oh, that sounds so cool. I'm like, yeah, you have to tune in, so I'll have to add you on Facebook.
Yeah, that's going to work.
By the way, I went to the website because you said you can't go on the Play Store for the app anymore.
Yeah.
Now, if you already have the app, is it still operational or no?
Yes, because I have the app. Obviously, I have the app. It's still operational.
Okay.
But you can't download it anymore.
Okay.
That's the thing. Yeah, the app is no longer downloadable.
Right, I went to the website, and I couldn't navigate that for nothing.
I am not paying no fucking $50 a month to go ahead and have an app that doesn't freaking... because when I had the app, Nobex, who was my app partner at the time, they charged me one fee, and they got it on.
Right.
I didn't have to pay them a monthly fee. It was a free app.
Right.
So it's like, okay, that's fine. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, shout out to Sylvia. Girl, get in your car. I'm sorry. She locked her keys.
Yeah. I told her, I said, well, thanks for tuning in despite having to use your cell phone.
Sylvia, give us a call. Listen, we want to make sure you're okay. Listen, we know it's tough up there, but give us a ring if you need to talk. You know, I guess listening to the show is giving her some comfort, giving her some will to survive.
At least occupying her.
Yeah, right? So, yeah, give us a ring if you need to if you need to talk. So, what were we talking about? What are we saying?
The apps.
Oh, the app. Yeah, the app is not working. I paid him one fee, and that's it. That the app was on, and it downloaded a few hundred times. I think it may be close to 1,000, but I went ahead and it had some downloads. So anybody that has the app and is listening to the app can still listen. I don't know how well it's being used, but that's the story, and I'm sticking to it.
That's right.
Oh, man. All right, so let's talk Trump.
Okay.
So Trump gets COVID-19. Trump goes to, by the way, the one thing I really hate, and Alyssa can even chime in on this because this is not like political banter, so to speak. This is more like this is fucking bullshit banner.
Oh, okay.
You go ahead and you interrupt live television. Thank God it wasn't Days of Our Lives. You'd be fucking pissed. You interrupt live television to see the president being taken to a chopper going to Walter Reed. Why?
Because he's the president.
Fuck it. You're going to go ahead and interrupt live TV and go into an hour discussion and banter, repeating yourself 40 goddamn times to tell them about, we're going to Walter Reed Hospital. That's it.
See, I don't watch television, so I don't have to get put through that.
Well, good.
But
if you did.
Kennedy, when he was in the parade, they interrupted television for that, and then everybody got to watch his head be blown off.
Well, that's a little different.
Yeah, that's a little different.
How do you know it's not going to happen when?
I guess that's what they're waiting for. I guess that's what they're waiting for.
Or he doesn't duck down enough and gets hit with one of the propellers.
Donald, duck.
That was the best.
That was that. You know what?
Oh, I sent you a doozy.
A minute ago. Was that 30 minutes ago?
I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, though.
Because I did get one from you. I'm not sure what
when
it was.
you read
I didn't open it.
when you read all these, like whether you see it on your the internet or television,
Yeah.
do you actually go past the headline?
Sometimes. I mean, I mostly do, but
Depends on
I
what
don't
it is.
like. What more is there?
There's a lot more because and that's what ticks me off about social media is because they put the headlines up there.
He goes ahead. He is being flown to the hospital. What more is there?
Because it's a pandemic and it's like, oh, the president's got it. And Pelosi was, I guarantee you, sitting there sipping on her Chardonnay and
She's probably got
saying,
COVID too.
Please, if he drops dead.
Oh, she's not doing that. There's a lot of people. Okay,
She's
I know.
probably
You,
hoping that
I know. You
Biden got
probably.
it.
I know you're probably looking at me through the monitor and like, really, are you fucking kidding me? But no, I guarantee she's not doing that. Right? No.
I don't know. There were a lot of people
A
commenting and wishing that he would die.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
He
yeah.
deserves it.
There was a whole uproar. It's like, well, this is what you get, Big Mouth.
Whether
Listen,
you like him or not, you don't wish death on anyone.
Right. I agree. Listen, I'm not a fan of his. As a matter of fact, I wish he'd go ahead and freaking go bald, lose all his hair, and turn green like a freaking like a freaking Yoda. Or well, he's already an Oompa Loompa. He's orange.
Well, now they're making comments because he's pale.
He's not orange enough for you.
He lost all his oranges.
They're like somebody missed their orange tan session. He's sick.
He lost all of his Florida sunshine. Listen, number one, there's a lot more going on because there's multiple people. There's about a couple of dozen people in the White House that are sick, and we're not talking about like, oh well, nobody's ever heard of these people. It's like the president's closest advisor was sick.
They're part of the
Their campaign manager is sick. So it's like, hello, Mr. Oh, this is nothing, gets bogged down. And then he comes back and says, it's nothing for people. It's nothing. We can overcome it. I've had worse. It's like,
he probably has.
It's like going ahead and said, you had a bad hooker, but I've had worse.
It's different for everybody, too, though, because some
Yes.
people do get it to where it is really bad, and they have lasting effects. Even if they do survive it, they have lasting effects for a very long time.
You want to know something, too? I heard one of the reports, and this is on just the regular news. Thank you. On the regular news, it's like, Trump's age and his increased weight is, and I'm thinking, wait a minute. Wasn't this person seen by a doctor and we got back that he is not obese, not overweight at all? He is.
Look, here's honestly, I mean,
Go for it. I got to hear this.
as far as his view, and I listened to him once he got out of the hospital. I actually saw the release on the internet.
Yeah.
And he commended the hospital and their protocol and their procedures, and he commended the team that treated him.
You finally listened to somebody with public relations and actually said, "I'm going to do something nice. I'm going to thank people."
He says we a lot.
We.
Not
I.
No, not this time.
Not I.
But I do think that, like Alyssa said, it hits everybody differently. And he overall, I mean, with the panel of doctors he has, he should basically be in general good health. So the age factor is the only thing that I would have possibly worried about. But they were so close on him. And as far as the spreading of it,
go ahead.
Anything, if one of them in that cabinet happens to get any virus, it's going to spread through.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, the spreading of it doesn't surprise me. What does surprise me, and I don't know if anybody else has thought of it, I find it ironic that now is when they all come down with it. This isn't like you and I.
Yeah, because it's
it's
a month before the election.
Right, and you
Give
and
me that
I
sympathy
are
vote.
limited to who we're basically exposed to every day and can have better control of that. Whereas him, his cabinet, Congress, they have all been exposed to tens of thousands of people since January, and now they get sick. I just found it, and with the whole stimulus thing too, which is that one of your headline?
Wasn't it?
questions,
Yeah,
too?
didn't he go ahead and say we're cutting talks until after the election?
That's why I ask if you ever read past the headline.
I didn't go past that because I knew there was more than meets the eye, so I did not
Yes.
really look into that much.
He said he ordered for them to stop negotiating in regards to the stimulus package with Nancy Pelosi. He didn't say it was completely off the table. However, when he put in till after the election, then everybody's like, well, wait a second. And it threw everybody off guard. But when I watched the announcement yesterday, I said, he's got something going on in this. There's no way.
It's called
this would be a
COVID.
nail in his coffin. COVID wouldn't have done as much damage as him not giving a stimulus before election. So I was like, he's got to have something up. Well, sure enough, Pelosi sat back and she's like, wait a second. I know I sent everybody home. We're meeting on Zoom, but he can't possibly think this is a good move. Well, now we have to do something.
Yeah.
So it's leaving it in the Democrats' ballpark to do something good and kind of up their ratings a little bit. But if she doesn't, who's it going to look good on? It's going to look good on Trump and the Republicans because she refuses to come with. So the plan, his second tweet was, come to me with a bill that is strictly for the stimulus package. And I agree. We don't need to be concerned with all these states asking for recovery from the rioting and stuff like that. That's not important right now. People need relief, and that's what he's pushing for. So he said, bring the unemployment, bring the PPE, bring the rental assistance and the stimulus check. I will sign the bill today if you write a bill that just contains those items.
Right.
And so it leaves it into their court to do something, and hopefully they will. If they don't, and he's reusing money. So, for instance, the PPP money, which is
the PP money,
PPE money,
it's all getting pissed down.
That's right. Yeah. It really is. That was for the small
The
business
PP
loan,
money.
the small businesses. That was supposed to give them relief. There's $500 billion that never got used in the first round of stimulus.
Yeah.
So he says, let's use that. So now you don't need a bill that's $2.2 trillion. And he basically broke it down to her. You need one that's around 185, I think it's billion. And then you can use, because you can use, but 500 billion of that is money that's already been allocated. So we're not paying more money out. So I'm interested to see what happens tomorrow on whether, because if Pelosi doesn't do it, he's going to end up pushing an executive order.
We have to get your show because I'm over here thinking I was like 184 billion, 2.2 trillion dollars. I'm like, what the fuck what's going on? Listen, Trump had COVID. What the fuck does I care about the stimulus bill?
Because it has
Trump had COVID.
it had a huge impact because as a matter when he went to the hospital.
All I'm saying
they said,
is,
well, everything's on stall. No, it's not.
Karen, you're more concerned about the stimulus bill. I'm concerned about why my freaking football game was almost delayed because of the freaking helicopter ride back to the White House.
I'm surprised that you're still following football.
Hey, I'm following football, but it is just a shit show now. There's already a second player for the Patriots has gotten tested this week. That's positive. So now it's starting to spread. It's starting to leak, and I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know if I can really get behind this season.
How have their ratings been up to now, though? I mean, are they
I could
getting
give
the
two
viewers?
shits about it.
But I mean, are they getting the? Well, no, because
and you're talking about the NFL ratings, how their ratings have held.
Yes.
I don't know. I'll look it up though.
Because if they're slacking and it's not bringing the revenue that they're looking for, what better thing to do than to say, "Oh, we're going to have to shut down and claim the loss"?
I think that's probably right. NFL ratings week 4. The slide continues. It says.
Yes.
That's not good.
And that's what I was thinking of too. Well, of course, a lot of it lies on NFL themselves because they're the ones that went in there. And I'm sorry, but they're the ones that went in there and said, "Oh, we're going to have the Black Lives Matter anthem and all this crap," and they lost a lot of people because of that.
Yeah.
You kneel for America's national anthem, but you stand for the Black national anthem? No.
So here's what I'm seeing here. Excuse me. So Thursday Night Football, which is on the NFL Network, said it declined 70% from last year. Sunday Night Football has fallen 37% from last year. The CBS doubleheader down 32%, but overall 6%. From 32% last week with the Chargers and Bucks, and 6% overall in viewers. The Fox game actually went up 2% last week. And two separate games, 14.6 million. Okay, so Monday Night Football went up just because it was the Chiefs and Patriots, really. And there was another game on Monday night. It was down 17%. So, the ratings are like going down, and they're still going down.
If you can claim that loss, which they can, they're going to end up at the end making the same amount of money they did last year by claiming that loss.
Yeah, it kind of. Well, yeah, I know because they have agreements and agreements on top of agreements, but it just sucks. You know something? Here's the really shitty part. And I saw this just recently, like in the past 10, 15 minutes. You know the Miami Dolphins? Miami, like almost epicenter, like 3.0. Miami has gotten the green light to fill their stadium. 65,000 capacity. They have gotten the green light to fill the stadium.
Well, that's because everything here is being opened up. If I'm not
Do
mistaken,
you agree with that, by the way?
From what I'm seeing locally, I would say yes.
Okay, locally, but statewide. Because locally, it doesn't really seem to be bothering us here.
But see, I can't even comment statewide because I look at what I'm seeing, like more people on the road, for instance, because we did have that little bit of a span of time where there actually was less traffic.
Yep.
People were going out less.
There was like no traffic for a while.
Yes.
Back in like March, April.
Yeah. And so now I'm seeing the trend is definitely people are out more. People are out more without masks. Functions are open. Like we just had Arcadia just had the monster truck rally. And masks were not required. There were a few people wearing them, but the stands, there was like no distance in the fans or anything. Everybody was conjugated together like normal. So, I mean, just what I'm seeing as far as in stores, that's another thing I noticed, more people out in the stores. More senior citizens in the stores during main hours, too,
right.
I've noticed. So, I mean, those are the things that I look at and say, well, things are basically coming back to normal. So, but I can't speak for statewide because I'm not out there to actually see, and I don't believe what they say. So,
right. Everything's all crazy.
It is.
Everything is. It's like, I don't know.
Well, for instance,
somebody
Charlotte
shed some
County.
light on it. 813-699-5353. Tell us, if you're in another state, how is everything running in your state? If you're in Florida, tell us how you are liking it or not liking it. Just, it's definitely something to go ahead and look into because people in different states are acting differently.
Yes. Well, I know Ohio, they're looking at being partially shut down again.
Well,
Pennsylvania's another one.
My cousin, who lives in Illinois, posted a picture today of she's a teacher and of what she has to wear to work. Not all of the teachers have to wear this, but because she's a special ed teacher, so she has to be more hands-on with some of the kids. She has to wear the full robe, like the gown,
Right.
The mask, a
The
face
shield.
shield, gloves, everything.
Wow.
She looked like she was going into surgery, not going to teach a class.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that is not good for children's psychologically. It's not good for them. I don't think, but maybe I'm wrong. It makes me think of that show that you got me watching
Big
with
Brother?
11.
Big Brother? 100.
No.
Oh, Stranger Things.
Yes, Stranger
Stranger
Things.
Things. Oh,
That's what it
okay,
makes me
okay.
think of when they showed the.
I heard a number. I'm thinking
institution.
100.
So but that's what I think of is just kids going into an institution. It's bad enough these schools look like jails. I don't say that word. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Jails.
Jellos. Jellos.
As it is. Like that Kelsey, she's like, what is that building? I said, that's a school. She goes, it looks like a prison. I'm like, I know.
Wow.
It kind of is.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, at least when I went to school, there wasn't like big fences wrapped around the buildings, and
Right.
Yeah.
so I think the only difference between
I remember I went to Meadow Park Elementary right down there, locally, and the fence actually had like openings so that on the weekends or when school wasn't in session, you could go play on the playground.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I mean, ours was, like I said, it was open. There wasn't any fencing, and many times
I mean,
we
it was
went
a
to the
regular
school.
chain link fence.
Right.
But there were a few gaps in the fence where, and I mean, it didn't even have a gate. It was
Right.
just a gap in
And
the fence
basketball.
that was open.
Right.
We used to go and play basketball. Sylvia says, Macon, Georgia, masks required. My husband
Yeah.
went to Jackson, no mask.
Yeah, so it's even different in counties over there.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, no, we had a couple counties here that were higher than the average.
Well, yeah, I know.
and they-
The Tampa area, there was
Well, there
they
was
had
a
mask
while.
requires there.
There was a while that Miami was still shut down
Yeah,
when
hot spot.
everything else in Florida opened up
That's true. Yeah.
or started opening up anyway.
But like Charlotte
Just
County's
crazy.
hospitals, like to have a blood transfusion, even not even an actual operational procedure, a blood transfusion, you had to have a COVID test done first. But I went to Cape Coral.
Yeah,
and I
one of my
actually had
coworkers
procedures
had
done
to
and it didn't.
have some kind of procedure, and yeah, she had to have COVID test before she could do it.
Yeah, see, I went to Cape Coral. I didn't. They came in. They weren't even masked. I had mine on because I thought we had to wear one. But they didn't have masks on. They shook my hand bare.
Oh boy.
I know. I made sure I saw them sanitized first.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
yeah.
I'd have been like, I'm that person. I'm that Karen then. Like, you ain't touching me until I see you sanitized.
You know, I'm gonna be that Karen on Facebook. You understand me, motherfucker? You better go ahead and get that camera rolling. There's gonna be
That's
some
right.
memes on this bitch.
I will not give you a good rating.
0.0.
0 stars.
Yes.
No, some of these don't even do 0 stars. You have to do 1 star. You have to actually give them a star. See, I think that's
Some
the way.
people don't deserve a star.
Yeah, well, I get that. I'm over here. Every time somebody mentions I gave him a 3-star rating or 4-star rating, I always think back to Star Search with Ed McMahon. I really do. And Johnny Lawrence over here gets 3.5 stars, and his competitor Daniel Russo gets 4 stars. He moves on to a new champion. Like, all right, so that's how we rate. We rate him in stars now.
Do you guys do a lot of reviews on places?
No, we did.
See, I don't
did.
either.
You know what? When I have a excellent, like top-notch review or top-notch experience, or if I have a really shitty experience, that's when I'll do my review.
Yeah.
Like we did our reviews when Cody's first opened. We went there. We had this excellent hostess that she was always asking. I mean, the food came out slow as shit, but the hostess was there. Hey, can I get anything for you? Do you need anything? Refills
Refilling
a
our
drink.
drinks before they were even done
Absolutely. She
That's
was
kind of like.
she was spot on, and the review I left said just that. The waitress, not the service.
Right.
The waitress was spot on. The food was slow. And I even said, I understand they're just opening up. They're working out the kinks. We were very patient. We were understanding. But that waitress almost did not leave our side.
Right.
So it's like almost to the point where we were going to go ahead and put a stalking claim on her. That's how close she was to us. She just wouldn't leave us alone, which is good.
Right.
That's what you want to be.
Right.
You want to be stalkerish, kind of. That's where ex-boyfriends and ex-girlfriends who are stalkers, that they have to admit they're stalkers first, which most of them don't.
True.
They can go and apply to these jobs, and that's where you'll make your money, because you're always going to be with your customers. You
Right.
can't leave them the fuck alone. They're going to have to put a restraining order on you to get away from you. Anyway, 8:15. We're going to take a break. Memes coming up. We also have a couple of things here. Netflix is indicted in Texas. We'll tell you why. Indiana man goes ahead and has a lawsuit against the police over something I think he should have known. We'll talk about that too. I'm not going to lead too much into it. And there's a house for sale. Would you really want to buy it, though? It's a popular house. We'll go into it and all that other good mambo jumbo right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Stay where you are. The Charles Richardson Show will return after this.
I'm in love with her bad things, and those eyes for me, yeah. And if love's everlasting, it's true.
first year of marriage, if you had to go to the bathroom, oh, dear Lord. Shut the door, lock it, turn the faucets on, turn the shower on, because God forbid they knew you were going poop. 21 years later, that bathroom door's wide open. You're screaming, bring the camera! It's alive! My wife still won't shut the door when she's going pee. That just bugs the hell out of me. I've seen her naked. I've seen her give birth to my 2 kids, but she will not shut that bathroom door. I'm like, baby, please shut the bathroom door. And she goes, why does it bother you? And I go, you want to know why? Because you look so helpless. Guys, we're peeing. We're hanging on to something. We're doing something. You women go pee. It looks like you're waiting on a bus. It's just... Christ, get a Game Boy or something, man. See, and there's another difference. Woman walks in the bathroom on a man. If he's standing up, she knows what he's doing. If he's sitting down, she knows what he's doing. Fella walks in the bathroom on a woman, she's sitting down. We don't know what you're doing. And you don't want to walk into that invisible wall, do you, fellas? Yeah. You know, like, hey, baby, let me, oh! My mouth's watering a little bit. I'll be all right. Hang on. Hell, first year of our marriage, I didn't think my wife pooped. 21 years later, buddy, she learned how. Fellas, you remember that first year of marriage when your new bride was do laundry for the first time and you freaked out because you thought you might have dirty underwear, so you just threw them away? 21 years later, you just open to hear her scream, oh my God. Did you hit a deer? That is my favorite joke. Only because I don't care what city...
We're back to the best show you have never heard of. That's the Charles Richardson Show.
All right, some last-minute video checks over there to go ahead and make sure we get the memes on video ready to go. And I even have yours on there, Alyssa. I even have your memes ready to go. So,
over-prepared.
Oh, well, I think maybe over-prepared. So, yeah, we got a few things to talk about here, but let's go ahead and get right into the memes as long as I can get this queued up and ready to go in time. That's a good little boy. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, let's get over to the memes. You sent me a whole shitload.
I know, 'cause
wow.
they were so good this week.
They must have been.
They were.
trying to figure out where you started. I'm looking for that. Oh, wait, I think
we
this is
did
it.
that one.
No,
did
that's
that
not
one.
it.
We did that one.
We did that one already, huh?
Did that one.
Where did you start?
There you
I
go.
can usually go into. Oh, here it
back
is.
one.
Oh, okay, that's the first one. The last one is. Okay, I see. All right, here we go. That's where we usually start.
Okay.
All right, so video
translate. Here we go. So that everybody can see the memes now, so I'm not pulling your chain or trying to do too much. Whatever. Here's a general post. If you have baby fever, take a nap. If you enjoyed that nap, don't have kids.
That's
factual.
That's a fact. That's not funny. That's fact. There's another one. Some days I feel thick. Some days I feel fat. Both days I'm gonna eat them.
Yep.
Oh for 2, Karen.
Joe, funny.
Joe Biden with the Walmart yellow vest. Welcome to Target. There we go. That's a little bit. That's a little bit there. What the fuck? When you let your wife put out the deer corn.
I can see Alyssa.
Oh, I know it is. So somebody going hunting. The deer corn spells out it's a trap. What a bitch.
They can't read.
Whatever. Jesus Christ. This one here is a lady. Who is this? Is this somebody famous?
No.
No, it's just random.
So this one just a chick sitting down, having an I don't care look. The caption says, I like to party, and by party I mean stay home and smoke a lot of weed. Does anybody get that anymore? Why do we? Oh, that's a duplicate.
Yeah, especially since green cards are so popular.
Duplicates.
Okay,
there you go.
Here's a lot of foliage, and the basic caption says it's finally fall, and in small captions, offer not valid in Florida.
We had a couple days.
Listen, this is where I'm going to get excited in a couple of weeks. I'm actually going to get to see some foliage. And it's going to be in the 50s in Georgia. I'm going to feel it's going to feel so nice. Then when we get back down here, it's going to be culture shock, and I'm just going to be in hell all over again. Buzz Lightyear looking in the ceiling, and the caption reads, when you're trained your whole life to treat girls like a princess, but they just want to be tied up with handcuffs. Years of academy training wasted. This was just a plain sign. Most people are assholes. Don't believe me? Next time you see a group of people, yell out, hey asshole. Don't try to look. This one is a degraded pumpkin. It looks like an old man. Now the caption says, this is what happens when we drain pumpkins of their spice. Think twice before you order that latte. That's it. No more pumpkin spice creamer for you, young lady. How dare you? Pumpkin lives matter, damn it. At 11:59, December 1st, we got to take a shot and never speak of this year ever again.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. I totally agree with that. I'm down.
What the fuck? Is this a blow-up doll?
No.
This looks like a blow-up doll with big, thick lips and just a... This is a real human. I feel bad for them. The caption says, though, how this generation is going to look at our grandmas. Wow. Wow.
I had to put this one in for you.
This one's a Trump picture with the sunglasses that read Thug Life. I eat COVID-19 for breakfast and wash it down with liberal tears.
You should like this one.
There's the Dosaki's guy that says, drink, stay thirsty, my friends. The caption reads, I once wrestled an anaconda for 4 days, and I realized I was masturbating. Damn, I wish I could say that. I'm talking about a little tiny worm for 4 days. I'm so ashamed. Homeschooling question, does having your child fix you mixed drinks count as chemistry? I think we did that once. But that's good enough.
It's still funny though.
Yeah. Kevin Hart and The Rock sitting side by side. When you have a big heart and a small Johnson.
It's got Kevin Hart really big.
That's really fucked up. I bet you The Rock would smack down.
Probably.
Oh my God.
This is I forget. Leonardo DiCaprio taking a sip with a really weird whiskey face. As a man walks into a bar, orders a Corona and 2 Hurricanes. Bartender says that'll be 2020. Summer 2020 expectation, beautiful chick with no blemishes on hair. Hair is perfect, skin is perfect. Even had a little tan line. The actual is basically the tan lines right over the face where the mask is.
Forget the what is it? The raccoon look.
Yeah.
These 2 old people reminiscing about the past. The lady says, remember when those wild parties we used to go to in the 60s? The guy says, remember them? I still got the Tupperware. The Tupperware was that bad.
And then it's orange and brown Tupperware, too.
Kim Jong-un with his usual stupid face says, why Biden don't get virus? He sniff everyone?
I wonder the same thing.
My boss said, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. Now I'm sitting in a disciplinary meeting dressed as Batman. Yeah. There we go. That's Karen's. Let's get to some of Alyssa's. This one here is who's that office that Steve Carell, right?
Yeah.
Steve Carell and a pump of hand sanitizer. And the sign says pump gently, I squirt. And the captain says that's what she said.
Oh, that was the doozy, essentially.
I drew 5 shoes, 3 broom wax, and a half a can of Raid. Extra powder. Turns out it was a hair clip. Well, it looks like a spider. It's actually a hair clip.
It does.
Yeah, that's creepy shit.
When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, that is what scary looking spider. And then I read it, and I was like, oh, okay.
Here's a picture of a bunch of chicken. Go away. I had a blast at the store today. I asked the young checkout girl if these were front or back legs. She didn't know. It says, I'll go ask. When she got back, it said, not funny. And there are your memes, everybody, for October the 7th.
2020. Is it really just the weirdest part that we're less than 3 months away from the new year?
Oh, I can't wait.
I don't know if it's really. I mean, do you really think it's going to be much different?
2020 behind us.
Yeah, I know.
This year's been shit.
Poor Louisiana.
Yeah.
They're about to be hit again.
The third Hummer. Third Hummer.
Like, if you didn't believe that, it makes you, well, I shouldn't say if you didn't believe, it makes you suspicious that they really can control the weather.
No, they can't.
I know that, but.
Season 7 of The 100, if you're a Netflix fan for that series, Season 7, a brand new series, brand new season starting tomorrow. So you can stream it on Netflix. It's called The 100.
We're
working on season 2.
Yeah.
So we got a long way to go.
I have actually seen all of the previous seasons, but Charles hasn't. So we went back and watched it from the beginning.
What's it about?
I'm all confused. It's about the world coming to an end from a nuclear holocaust, and there's like 3,000-4,000 people in the space. That were
they're
waiting.
In a space station.
They're space stations that were combined.
Yeah, combined space stations from different countries. But
97 years later, they send a group of 100 inmates, who go down to see if the Earth is habitable. They find out it is, and they also find out that there's people down there too that were not killed off, that survived it, and basically a whole war breaks out. There's more to it, but
there's a lot, and it just keeps delving deeper and deeper into like just some weird stuff starts going on later on. But
wow.
Sylvia, give us an update at home life. My husband's watching soccer, Orlando and Atlanta MLS action. MLS is just not soccer to me. I mean, European soccer, that's soccer, that's strategy. MLS is just you kick the ball really hard and hope somebody lands it in the goal. That's how I figure it, but. I mean,
it's the purpose.
It's a little bit more.
Isn't that what soccer is?
No, it's not. It's not. If you
you kick the ball, you get it in the goal.
Shut up, all of you. Number
Sounds
one.
Good to me.
Number one, it's a chess match. So you have to try to work the ball down. Never mind. That just sounds gross.
They're
you have
not
to
on
work
the
the ball
field?
now in the net.
So they don't play on a field?
They do play on a field.
How's
The
it a
thing,
test match?
the thing is, the quality of soccer.
Now I'm lost.
The quality of soccer in the U.S. is not as good as Europe. Europe, yes, it's more boring, but there's more action when it actually
it's more
counts.
boring, but there's more action.
Where it actually counts. Like, for instance, you'll see somebody kick the ball like 50 yards downfield in U.S., and that's all they do. They just lob the ball, and hopefully somebody gets open and takes it and scores. Half the time, they just kick the ball downfield. It gets intercepted by the other team, and the other team kicks the ball downfield, and it's just boring.
You just don't like American soccer because they don't yell goal.
No, they do yell goal. They do yell goal. If I watch the Telemundo channel, they yell goal. I can
But
do
do
that.
they stretch it out that long?
The Telemundo channel does, yeah. They have that old big guy that yells goal for like a half hour.
Oh, okay.
So he has that.
So in Europe, they
By
catch
the
it
way,
with their head or something?
By the way, you know how Audi, I think it's Audi, that has the symbol with 3 circles?
Yeah.
They use that as the goal, the word goal. They put the G on one end and the L on the other. So it's goal. I mean, I think they need to add like maybe 4 or 5 emblems to it, but I mean, the basic 4 circles of Audi is the goal word.
Oh.
So it's just 2 extra. Anyway, I just think the European soccer is better. But that's what we
I
have
don't
here in
watch any
America.
soccer.
Yeah, well, you don't watch any sports,
I was gonna
period.
say,
So
I
what do
don't
you
watch
care?
any sport.
Yeah.
I take that back. I watch MMA.
That's not a sport.
Well, it's classified as a sport.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things classified as sport. Do you know that X Games is classified as a sport?
Yes.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
Bowling is classified
Yeah.
as a sport.
Do you really think that's a sport?
Well, bowling I can see, but Minecraft I can't. But it's classified as a college sport.
Minecraft is classified as a college sport?
Yeah, you can actually get a scholarship to play on their team.
Jesus Christ.
You want to play Quidditch too?
I know, right?
Right.
Some colleges
I was gonna
actually
say-
do offer it.
I was going to say I thought that was offered.
So silly. Quidditch. How do you play Quidditch? There's no broom that can fly your ass. What do you run? Do you run?
run.
with the
Do
stick
you
between
run
your legs.
with a stick between your legs.
Are you shitting
I'm
me?
not kidding.
It was in that movie. What was that movie?
Oh, I know. It was the internship.
Was that it?
Yeah, well, no.
No,
It's,
no,
I
no,
know what
no.
it was. It was with
It was
Owen
the one-
Wilson and
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
that
what
was
you're talking
internship.
about.
Where they were trying to work for Google.
Yeah, that's. I don't know if it's called
No,
the
I'm
internship.
thinking of a different movie.
The internship was with Robert De Niro.
Maybe it
What
was
the fuck? Oh, you know, I'm gonna look it up now. Now it's gonna. Now
But
it's
yeah,
easy.
the Google one. But there was another movie too that I'm thinking of, where they played Quidditch and they had to
Yeah, it's
run
the
around with a
internship.
stick between their legs.
It was called the internship. That's the only movie I know of. If you've seen other
I
movies
thought
with
there was another movie that
if
we
you
saw
see
that
if you
had
see
it.
movies with people running around with sticks between their legs, you may want to check and see if it's a porn, because I'm just saying.
They were throwing balls through circles.
That's you know what? Listen, there could be a fetish of that.
Well,
I bet
Throwing
there
balls
is.
through holes. I mean that could be just a fetish.
I mean, there's an anime fetish, so I bet there is.
oh,
This fetish is on
that
everything.
wasn't what I was referring to.
This fetish is on everything.
I swear
I
there
don't
was
get
another
it.
movie that they were playing Quidditch.
Do you know there's a vampire fetish? There's a vampire
Yes.
fetish.
There's vampire clubs too.
Well,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
sorry, but I'm one of those people who think vampires are pretty hot.
They're so
Just
pale.
the whole. Well, no.
You're only
depends
thinking that
on-
because
you're
of watching
thinking-
True Blood.
You're thinking certain kinds of vampires, and I'm thinking a different kind of vampire. Like
She
you're
wants to
thinking
get a
of
hit-
like Bram Stoker.
She wants to get a wants to get a hickey from a
old-fashioned
vampire. That's what she
vampire.
wants.
I'm thinking more like Twilight and True Blood
Yeah.
and like all of the modern vampire
See,
movies
I
are.
didn't like the Twilight ones.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Twilight.
Hold on. Now we're going to
Edward,
get into it.
I wasn't a fan of either. But I'm just saying, like, that style of.
What was the movie where it was a theory on? It was a theory based on Abraham Lincoln, where
Oh, this
I
is
know what
Abraham
you're
vampires
talking
or something
about.
like that.
yeah,
That's stupid.
Now,
That's so
those I
stupid.
can see.
That's stupid.
I thought it was a pretty cool aspect.
Yeah, I don't know if I ever saw that one, but I know what you're talking about. I remember it.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter was the actual name of the movie.
Yeah,
Okay,
I didn't see it, but
liked
I
that
remember
one.
hearing about it.
And I love history, so that was one reason I was able to watch that. But I thought that was a really cool aspect, though.
But the True Blood.
See, I've never seen that.
That was good. That was
check
really
that
good. And there were some really hot vampires on that one, too.
All right, cool
See,
off over
now,
there.
Now you know. Why don't you be a vampire for Halloween?
Because I'm not
Just to get
hot.
some vampire teeth.
She's gonna think I'm one of those vampires from the movies you're talking about.
But we're going to Disney, and I don't know if that would be deemed appropriate. It might be too scary.
I want to drink some mouse blood.
That's true.
Unless you dressed as like a Mickey vampire or something.
Give me a vial of Mickey's blood.
That you could do.
Because
you know
Mickey's Halloween costume is a vampire.
True.
Is it?
So you
Usually,
could probably
yeah.
do that. Well, you know, in these clubs, they actually drink blood.
Oh, okay. That's just grossing me out.
Well,
That's just grossing me out. Are you sure it's blood and it's not like something colored like blood?
No, I watched a documentary about it, and they actually have the refrigerators, and they drain. You know, they do like when you donate blood, and they actually take pints of their own. So
Can you imagine going to the bartender? Yeah, I'll take a shot of B negative, or some shit like that. Like, I don't believe it.
It's so gross.
It's gross.
And
hey, you got any old positive back there? No, I need a shot.
They get the fake screwed in teeth for their eye teeth so that they're longer.
Oh, I had
Oh man.
at one time a pair of. They weren't like screwed in or anything, but they would like you mold them to your actual teeth, so they actually fit in, and it actually looks like real teeth. I think they were
I'm
like
sure they've done that
$15
too.
Tea bags? Is that what you said? Tea bag? Oh,
She
teeth.
said teeth.
Oh, teeth. I'm sorry. I thought you said tea bag. Anyway, go ahead.
But
Continue.
no, I got them at like Spirit. They were only like $10-15. I mean, they weren't.
That's cool.
They weren't real expensive or anything like that. But
I mean, if you were gonna, I guess, if you think of fetishes, I guess the vampire thing would probably be like.
Well,
it is a fetish.
Well, I know, but I mean,
Yeah.
at least it would be like the least.
I wouldn't
odd.
go to the point of
The
like
least odd?
like
Have you heard
actually
some of them out
drinking
there?
blood or anything like
Right.
that. But like the dressing up and the costume and like the biting
Right.
playfully.
Oh, see, it's the biting.
Playfully.
No, I'm like saying you didn't like me biting certain areas that are sensitive. Just saying.
This is
we're not gonna
vampires
get
bite
into
the
that.
neck. Okay.
Oh, the neck.
The neck is pretty sturdy.
Well, I bit something else that started with an N, and she wasn't too proud of it.
most women aren't.
Anyway.
She said
Bump
just
right to the head.
She said just graze it, easy, honey, easy. I'm almost there. Just graze it.
Now, I would think that is the least. If some of the fetishes out there, it is.
Why do
just
our
downright
numbers
scary.
suck tonight? What the hell? What happened? Did you
It's
share?
Tuesday. I don't. Yes, I did.
What do you mean it's Tuesday?
I mean Wednesday.
Oh my God! I'm taking a look at
I
our
was
numbers
sure
and
it was
it's
the end
like
of
in
the
the
week. I know.
toilet.
I was
No,
like,
my numbers last night on my live were bad too. I'm like, I'm talking to myself.
That's what it seems like we are, except for Sylvia.
I know. God
Seems
bless
like we
her.
are talking to you.
Well,
God bless
Karen
you.
was on there.
Yeah,
Karen's
well,
not feeling good, so she may have gone to bed early.
Karen doesn't like us.
She actually loves us.
She does love us.
She even messages me ahead of time.
Does she want me to dress up as a vampire and bite her neck?
I don't think
No.
she'll want you to bite her neck,
Okay,
but she
good.
might want you to dress up as a vampire.
Dress up in there? Okay. Well, you know, I may have to do that for our fans.
but I was one year I dressed as a vampire for Halloween. That was when I had the fake teeth, and I had this goblet that I was carrying around, and I was drinking like red punch
Right.
from the goblet, so it looked like I was drinking
That's a good effect.
God.
Karen is listening, and she says, "I do love you all."
Oh,
So see
thank you very
there?
much. I appreciate it.
But yeah, my
We
mom
really
had
do.
made some like really good rum punch for the Halloween party that year, and it has like orange sherbet in it, and like Hawaiian punch and rum, and then they put dry ice in it, so it looks
You
like
had me at
it's
alcohol.
smoking.
Smoking.
I have drank more lately than my norm. Like,
Sorry, one of my
that sounds
coworkers,
bad.
as I was getting ready to leave, she goes, "Yes," and I was like, "What?" She goes, "I just got invited out for alcohol and ribs. I was like, all right, sounds
What
good.
a combo. Alcohol and
Glad you're
ribs.
excited.
Party, baby. Oh, my God.
I have. David goes, do you use just the Bailey's cream for your creamer, or do you actually use cream in it, too? I'm like, no, I use creamer in it, too. And he goes, and how much do I put in there? I said, like a double shot of it. Makes coffee good.
Do you have good news?
No, but I can get some.
Okay, I'm like saying, we're coming up to the end of the show, and we may have to take our last break
Sorry,
soon.
I was
I know, you were
keeping an eye on.
No, I get it. You were fingering yourself to vampires. I get it. Listen,
No,
they're
I
hot. What are you
definitely
gonna
was
do?
not.
I don't know about that. You were pretty covered when you were watching.
So, so what's this guy getting sued over you were going to tell us about?
Oh, yeah, I don't even know if I have fucking time now. So guy getting sued. No, the guy was suing.
Oh.
So an Indiana man is actually suing police after losing an eye to tear gas containers during a protest.
Oh, dear Lord.
So a man who lost an eye after being struck by a tear gas container is suing the city and the police officer. 21-year-old douchebag Blake, federal law. His lawsuit contains that the injury has permanently changed his life. Oh, no shit. You lost a fucking eye. He's seeking damages from the city of Fort Wayne and the unidentified officer who fired the canister. The Gazette, that's over there, is reporting that Brake's right eye, that's his last name, by the way, Brake. Like, maybe you should have put the brakes on when you were going to this fucking protest. Brake's right eye had to be surgically removed after it was struck by a container during the May 30th protest. Josh Perrick, who's the city spokesman, declined to comment. I don't see any reason for this lawsuit to be even negotiated, to be honest with you. They're throwing cans of tear gas because you're freaking breaking the law and that you're getting out of control. You got what you deserved.
I don't disagree with you.
I mean...
And actually, didn't they do him a favor? Halloween's right around the corner.
Right.
He could go as Cyclops. He could be the one-eyed, one-horned.
He could be a pirate.
What is that?
Yep.
Flying purple people eater?
You can go on to Days of Our Lives and be Patch for a day. Come on now.
That's true. Didn't Stefano wear a patch for a while?
It was Steve.
It
was Steve that wore a patch.
But Steve was Stefano.
Yeah.
And then now he's Steve again.
You know, that's
and
one
he didn't
thing.
have the eye patch when he was Stefano, but now he has.
That's
it
the
again.
one thing I can't get behind Days of Our Lives is all of those characters have played 3 or 4 different characters. Like they're always. It's like the person you think is Nikki is going to be Jane next week, and then Ashley the week after. It's like, who the fuck are you? I lose track after that. I'm over here saying, oh, whoa, step.
There's usually a few years in between when they come on as one character and when they come on as another one.
I'm taking a look at Steve, Mr. Patch. He comes out looking like Stefano with no patch. I'm thinking, what the fuck happened? Oh, he's being brainwashed. Oh, really? Has that story not played its role like 7,000 other times with other people being brainwashed?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, it's like they have no writers there, and they say, let's just rehash this shit.
Well, they're having writer's block.
Well, they're having some block. Some type of block. By the way, when are they running out of episodes? Isn't it this month?
I think they're starting to shoot new ones, so I don't think they're actually going to run out.
Okay, because I thought it was this month that they were running out of episodes.
They were talking about different ways that they're going to try and shoot. The ones that amazed me the most is where they're talking about doing love scenes with the actors' actual spouses. Now, if their spouse looks nothing like the character they're supposed to have a love scene with, I don't know how that's going to work.
It doesn't matter, because they pretty much replace anybody with anybody, and they'll just call them that name.
And
it doesn't matter. Maybe they'll wear masks during the love scene, and it's like at least the facial feature will be hidden. Maybe we can dye the hair the same color, but that's about it. I don't know.
I don't either.
By the way, R.I.P., rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen.
Right.
He went ahead and passed. He was apparently battling cancer for a long time. Born in 55. I think he was...
like 67.
He's 65. He died of cancer at 65, so... Eddie Van Halen, just a phenomenal, iconic guitarist. Of course, the head man of the band Van Halen. passes away due to cancer. You say he was battling cancer for a long time. So it's just time ran out for Mr. Halen.
Yep.
Mr. Van. I've heard of this, and I didn't really want to bring it up because of the nature, but I want you guys' opinions on it. You probably don't have an opinion because you've never seen it, and hopefully you don't ever do. Apparently there's a movie on Netflix called Cuties, and this is a lewd depiction of children according to a Texas grand jury. So they've indicted Netflix for this action. Again, the Cuties movie is based on preteen girls who are in like a dance competition, but it's also, the story is based on what I've read. The story is based on peer pressure. It's based on that, but it's also how they shoot the film is very, very controversial. There was a cancel Netflix hashtag that trended across platforms. The film it was filmed in France, so it's not even an American film. But
and that makes a big difference.
It could, but you know what? It shouldn't. It really shouldn't. It should be straight across the board of how you depict preteens in a sense.
Okay, your son in England right now, and in France, can walk up to any bar and get a drink. They do things a lot differently with their children over there.
The film's creator, who is actually a female, said she made the film to spot.
Him down a little bit.
Right.
Listen, I got some Smirnoff in there. I guess we can go ahead and give him a shot of it. I don't know. We got some rum. Why not?
He's teething.
The film's creator said she had made the film to spotlight the dangers social media has on preteens who think they need to sexualize themselves to get attention. Listen, I get the story. I get what type of message it would send. Couldn't you class it up a little bit and maybe not show as much skin? They don't go ahead and show titty or vag. They don't show any of that. But it's basically down to like dance. You ever seen ballerina dance costumes? Like literally the midriff and, I mean, as short as you can go. That's what they're depicting.
And their moves and stuff are much more
they were
promiscuous.
twerking. They were doing a lot of. There was a lot of twerking in the movie and stuff like that. There was even a scene that I read on that said they went on stage to do the twerking scene and the crowd was appalled. So they actually, number one, it's like there's got to be a fine medium where you can go ahead and send the message out, but not to this level.
Right.
The indictment says the depiction of the underage girls and cuties has no serious literacy, artistic, political, or scientific value. So that's what they're basically define. If there was any of those, would that really make it acceptable? I don't think so. I don't care if it has artistic value or literary value or political value. No. Why are you going to go ahead and put half-naked preteens on there? It doesn't sound right at all. Netflix Inc., indicted by a grand jury in Tyler County, Texas, for promoting material in Cuties film, which depicts lewd exhibition of public area of a clothed or partly clothed child who is younger than 18 years of age, which appeals to the punitive interest in sex. I'm guessing twerking would be the interest, and with the scaly clad costumes, I guess. That's what they're looking at. So again, I haven't seen the movie, never even searched for the movie. I did go ahead and do a Wikipedia and read the plot. I get the story of it, but not in regards to this.
I just think that if we are going, and maybe this is a good thing that we're going in this direction, because I was in dance class myself. They should have started years ago changing the type of dance that girls were allowed to do out on stage. Because cheerleading and some of the outfits that don't even compare to what you're actually allowed to do on stage in dance class. And yes, you do a lot of twerking and thrusting and well, you spread your legs a lot too. And some of it does get, especially when you get into the preteen and teenage years, it does get very provocative looking. Look at the movie Mean Girls.
Yeah,
but that happens. That's it.
That's like, we're looking at 16, 17, 18. Yes, I understand it's under 18, but it's like, we're not looking at 11 or 12-year-olds. That's not.
Yes,
no.
you are, because those girls are dancing like that in dance class. And that's what I'm saying. They should have started a long time ago. And if you watch Dance Moms.
Yeah,
Dance Moms.
I
was going to bring Dance Moms
for a while.
up.
And there was definitely some times where they were doing some pretty
But Dance Moms, they were fully clothed,
kind of
though.
dances. Not always.
Not when they were in their uniforms.
No,
I thought that
their dance attire was not always.
So basically, Dance Moms can get indicted for the same shit.
I think if they can for this movie, then I think yes, we need to go backwards because and then it's not just dance. What about you're talking minors? So what about 16 and pregnant?
Yeah. Is there any nudity in that, or partial nudity, or anything provocative?
But they glorify them having a relationship.
Well, I think that's wrong on a different level, though. I'm talking about.
But it all ties in together.
I'm talking about child porn. I'm talking about that type of image that it's being sent as.
I think we steered in the wrong direction a long time ago, and now because it's gotten to the level it has, people are finally, thank God, starting to open their eyes. Because yes, I do think, and especially with where we are as far as sex trafficking and the pedophilia, and especially with it trying to be legalized.
Yeah.
Yes, it needs to be addressed now.
We got to wrap this up here because we're running out of time. But yeah, I agree with everything there. I think it's an abomination. You're right. We need to go backwards on this. And hopefully they do. Because if that's the case, then yeah, Dance Moms and any other type of reality show that dealt with that needs to be taken down too. Listen, guys, we're out of time. Thanks again for joining us. Check us out on social media here. Search The Charles Richardson Show on Facebook. We're out of here. Take care, everybody.
Too high.